Yes, Pushti, it's all yours. So now, are you ready, Pushti? Just a minute. Yes, Pushti, you can unmute.
Thank you to all of you for
So,
coming.
Pushti, are you ready, Pushti?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Confident?
But yes.
Okay, fine, dear. So I like your confidence, dear. And now all is yours, and all command of this webinar is on you. Okay, so go ahead, all the best, and rock on. Bye. Chalo, let's start.
Thank you to everyone for coming here today. My name is Pushti Shah. I'm 15 years old. Us as teenagers face several difficulties and challenges in life which we desire to overcome. Today, over the course of this afternoon, I'll be informing you about self-development, which is an important but crucial step towards overcoming these challenges and for having a bright future. So, for the first slide, what is self-development? Self-development is taking steps to better yourself, developing one's capabilities and potentials, such as by learning new skills or overcoming any bad habits. It is about understanding yourself and identity and working towards a better version of yourself by yourself. Now we would like to introduce a new poll, which says, would you like to know why self-development is important? Do you know why it is? The poll is now in front of your screens. Do you know why self-development is important? Yes, no, or I would like to know why. Thank you for the responses, audience. The results of the poll will be in front of your screens in a few seconds.
Yes, Pushti, I really like that enthusiasm of our audience, and they are taking part in a poll. More than 70% people are there who is participating, and encourage all the participants. Please uh, participate in the poll. We have few of poll, and definitely it will be a mutually beneficial for participants also and host also. So now we are going to end this poll very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Pushti, here is the result on the screen.
So, 57% of you know why self-development is important, while 7% of you don't. And the other 36% of you would like to know why. So here I am to tell you why. As a teenager myself, I know that in today's world, it is more important to have knowledge that is beyond maths, science, or English. It is necessary to understand ourselves and others if we are to thrive in this challenging world. Through self-development, we teenagers, we develop a mindset which is a better positive mindset instead of negative emotions, which helps us to achieve our goals and also have a better life. The first step towards developing yourself is knowing, accepting, respecting, and loving yourself. Knowing yourself is beyond figuring out what your favorite color is or what your favorite food is. Knowing yourself is the process of understanding you, the person beneath you. It is like an unpredictable road which you must be willing to explore. As I sit here to tell you to get to know yourself, you might be wondering how should you do that? So I'll also give you three main steps that will help you. Firstly is get to know your personality. Second, get to know your likes and dislikes. Get to know your strengths and weaknesses. And third, get to know your dreams and desires. The idea to get to know your personality inside out is to know what you are and who you are as a person and how do you react to situations around you. Like answer yourself, why did I do what I actually did, and answer it. Similarly, how you react towards different situations in life, to challenges, to good things that happen in your life is what defines your personality. Secondly, get to know your strengths and weaknesses. Knowing your knowing your strengths will help you develop on it and also achieve more. For example, I'll give you an example of my own. A few weeks back, me and my friends were organizing a fundraiser, and for that we had to make a few posters and flyers. And for the same reason, I was free, so I thought, why not do it on my own? And at that moment, I got to know myself a bit more, that maybe I am good at graphic designing. Therefore, by getting to know your strengths, you can excel more at it, which will enable you to aim higher and achieve much more. Similarly, by getting to know your weaknesses, it will give you a clear understanding of things that are supposedly holding you back from what you desire or from your goals, and working on that will help you do so. Thirdly, get to know your dreams. Your hopes, your dreams create a pathway towards your future. They help you build a life that you are proud of living. Therefore, always stick to your dreams. So, as Aristotle says, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. To love yourself means to accept yourself and come to terms with those aspects of yourself which you cannot change. It means to have self respect, a positive self image, self acceptance, and to respect yourself for the person you are. This is very, very necessary, especially in teenage years, because we all go through a phase where we feel that we aren't enough, and this is when it is very necessary to actually stick by yourself, respect yourself, and know that you're actually way, way more worth than what actually people believe. The next upcoming slide is about something that I relate to on a very personal level. It is self-confidence. Self-confidence is the belief that you'll be successful in a particular task or at a in a particular situation or at a specific task. Having confidence in yourself basically lets you make more better and informed decisions. While talking about, as I sit here during this webinar, even if I have the skills of public speaking, it is my confidence which is actually helping me deliver all my speech in the right way, and here trying to communicate with you, all of you, with the audience. When I talk about self-confidence, it is something that I used to, a low confidence is something I've always experienced previously, but I also overcame it, and so can you. I'd like to tell you a story of my own. I am a basketball player, and around last year, me and my team, we were in a state level tournament in the semi-finals. The game was actually tied around 30-30 with 8 seconds of the game remaining. Now, it was very important for us to get to the finals because it was something we've always wanted, and as every team would wish to go to the finals. And at that moment, me and my teammates, we knew that we had to do anything to get to the finals. And that's when, with 8 seconds remaining, I myself, I got the rebound, and that's when there was this boost of confidence in me. There was a boost of confidence in me, which actually enabled me to hit the game winning shot. And in the same way that gave a rise to my confidence. Similarly, I'm pretty sure that that you might have had similar incidences. The chat box will now be open for you to answer with a yes or a no if you had similar experiences in life where you've had your own own when you have felt confident about yourself and belief in your capabilities. We would now like to introduce a new poll. How many of you have a lot of things going on in life with your exams, homework, social life, and doing something fun? In the next few minutes, the poll will be up on your screens. And the poll is now up on your screens. Do you have too much going on with life with exams, school, and social life? Answer with a yes or a no. We are getting a very good response. Thank you to the audience for responding and taking part in all the polls actively.
Yes, dear. What a lovely question is that related to that. Do you have too much going on in life with exam and school and social life? Yeah, I'm sure that this question is particularly for teenagers, and they are facing the same problem in their life in a teenage. And I can feel that this is the challenge, or this is a question of everybody also, like a person like me. So it is a wonderful question, and now we are getting a wonderful response from our lovely audience. So thank you so much all the participants to take a participation in poll. I really thankful to you, all of you. So now we are going to end this poll, Pushti. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and results in on the screen now. Just a minute. Poll is ending. So कभी कभी technically भी issue हो जाता है. So we have to be ready for that. So before that the results come on the screen, I would like to say that 84% says yes and 16% says no. And I am sharing that result on the screen
So,
now. Yeah.
like Mitesh sir mentioned, 84% of you say that yes, you have too much going on in life, while the other 16% of you say that no, you don't. To the 80%, 84% of you who said yes, I relate with you too. I have my pre-mocks going on. I had this webinar to prepare for, and I have to meet my friends and everything. And sometimes we teenagers, we stress out because there is too much going on in our lives. We have school stress of all the homework to catch up on, and there's competition, all the tasks, along with that social challenges, because we most like in this phase of being a teenager, most of teenagers have this stress of being accepted in certain groups, and this can actually be a huge burden on one's mind. And similarly, extracurricular activities, like all of you might have your own hobbies that you want to give time to, but because there is so much others going everything others go if there's so much other things going on in life that you may not and that they're stressful of giving time to that. And similarly also relationships, they can also be a bit stressful, because like sometimes relationship with parents, friends, you have to give time to maintain all of it, and that can also stress out teenagers. But I'm here to tell you that stress is not that bad. Some of the stress can actually motivate you and get you ready for some action. However, if stress goes on for a long or is too much, it is not good for your mental or physical health. But how do you manage the stress? That is why I'm here to tell you, teenagers, that that stress can be managed and you're not alone. The first and foremost thing is to get enough sleep. Sleep actually detaches you from the stress and lets you relax and forget about all the pending work you have. So it is a very easy remedy to try to manage the stress. Secondly, try visualization. Visualization basically helps you calm down and again detach from what's stressing you and turns off your body stress response. So basically, if you like the rain, or if you like a place, like for me personally, I like beaches and I like rain. So when I'm very stressed out, I just visualize being at that particular destination, which will temporarily calm me down a lot. However, but to manage it effectively, you need to get organized. Like basically make a list of all the work that you have to do and then manage it efficiently. And don't try to be perfect, because and tell yourself that it's okay. It is okay if you submit some homework late, and it's okay if maybe you don't get to attend a party. You don't have to be perfect, and don't put pressure on yourself for being perfect. Like you don't have to do everything for everyone. There is no need to stress about it, and therefore learn to relax, because the body's natural antidote to stress is called the relaxation response. It's the opposite of stress and gives the feeling of well-being and calm. Identify the problem and then tackle it. The next slide, there's another poll coming up. How many of you have left work to do till the end minute, like any homework or any submission, anything?
What a smart question is that, Pushti. I really like this question. What a smart question. And we are getting a wonderful response because I think each and every person is doing the same thing in their life, whether it is a willingly or unwillingly. It happened with each and every person, maybe. So let's see that result very soon. And we are getting a wonderful response. I really appreciate, I'm really thankful to all participants for participating in these polls. So thank you so much, all the participants. And results are, and poll is ending very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So results on the screen now.
So 69% of you have said that yes, you have also left your work for the last minute, while 31% of you said that you haven't. Okay, I come in the 69% because me as a teenager and with all the work, I have also left so many tasks for the last minute, and I'm sure most of you relate, because so what I'm talking here about is procrastination. Procrastination is basically the avoidance of doing a task that needs to be accomplished by a certain deadline. Meditation को slide. So I'll tell you something, procrastination is for losers. You might sometimes end up doing the task and submitting it despite procrastinating on it, but I'll tell you, it is not healthy. Over the course of this lockdown and everything, because of having too much time, I also myself has procrastinated, but I have overcome it, and so can you. So for the first and the most important thing is recognize that you're procrastinating. If you don't understand that you're procrastinating, you'll never be able to try to overcome it. Therefore, firstly, always try to recognize that you're procrastinating. The second step for this is work out why you're procrastinating. One of the main reasons why you might be procrastinating is because you find that job or task unpleasant, or you just don't like doing it. Like, for example, if I am given to do an English homework, I particularly don't like that subject, so I'm tend to procrastinate it. Like, if I have been told to write 1,000-word essay, and I'm given about 15 days, I am pretty sure that I'll start doing it 1 or 2 days before. But that, my dear friends, procrastination is for losers. And hence, firstly, it is very necessary to work out why you're procrastinating. After you know why you're procrastinating, try to adopt anti-procrastination strategies. Now, what are these anti-procrastination strategies? These are those strategies which help me myself overcome procrastination. Firstly, forgive yourself for procrastinating in the past. Like the 69% of you who said that you procrastinated before, try to take action and not do it anymore. And tell yourself that it's okay if you've done it in the past, but now commit to the task. Commit to what you have to do. Give yourself a specific time for doing it, and no matter what, complete it. Sit down and complete it, and commit to whatever task you have to do. Thirdly, promise yourself a reward. This can be very beneficial, because if I tell myself that if I complete this work in this much time, I'll watch an extra hour of Netflix, it will surely motivate me and give me an incentive to complete that task fast. So if you are like me and you have something that you really want to do, try to put that as a reward for yourself in exchange for doing work. This will surely help you stop procrastinating. Thirdly, act as you go. What I mean by this is, as soon as tasks come, just do it there and there. Like, if I have 3 homeworks given today, but the submission is of 15 days, and I'm free after 15 or 20 days or a week, I should not be wondering that there's still a week to go, so let's just complete it. So let's just leave it for completing afterwards. Instead, just do it today, because then over the course of the next week, you'll be much more relaxed and have time for the other things that were stressing you out. It's all connected in a way because overall it helps you develop yourself. Minimize distractions. Social media has become a very important aspect of every teenager's life today. And it can distract you and help you and just lead you to procrastinate your work just because you're scrolling through memes or looking at YouTube videos or playing PUBG or something. But instead of that, minimize any distractions and just sit there and in a space where it's just you and your work. And instead of procrastinating, like I said before, commit to the task and do it. Lastly, aim to eat an elephant beetle first thing every day. What I mean by this is do the unpleasant tasks first rather than the tasks that are that are more easier for you to do. What I mean here is if I have to, for example, I have to write a speech, I have to do English homework, I have to do maths homework, and I have to do economics homework. Now, for me, the most unpleasant task will be of writing a speech and doing English homework. So that I will do it first. And after I finish it, I'll be relieved and there will be a huge burden that will be off my shoulders. And then I can do my maths and eco homework better because of that, because those are the subjects that I actually find pleasant. For there is another upcoming poll which also asks you that are you lazy or like genuinely lazy, or due to the lockdown and being at your own homes for the next 5 months, have you become lazy during this lockdown? With two options, yes or no. We are getting wonderful response. Thank you, audience, thank you to all the audience who's been responding actively to the polls. Because I'll tell you, even I have till a certain limit become lazy because of everything, and in a few because of just staying home and not actively doing much exercise or actively going out. And the results of the polls will be on your screens in a few seconds. So the results are here. Have you become lazy during this lockdown? 63% of you say that yes, you have, while the other 37% of you say that no, you haven't. To all those who have said no, I actually respect and salute you because that's very, very nice. And for the other 63%, I relate to you. So in the upcoming slide, I'll tell you that don't be lazy, rather be crazy. What I mean by this is try to give your 100% in everything you do. Try to give your 100% in even the smallest of tasks. Instead of being lazy, I repeat, be crazy. Even if you have small tasks, do it passionately. This will just make you so much more effective and productive that it will lead you to complete the task way sooner, and which will obviously help you manage other things, like I mentioned, better. So instead of being lazy, be crazy. Don't be so lazy that you just don't want to get out of bed. I understand that at some days even we feel like that, but it is very necessary to not let the laziness get the worst of you. Because I'll tell you, there was a week during the lockdown that I was so lazy that I did not do any work, and that actually also affects your mental health. But instead, to develop yourself as a person, you have to overcome that laziness. But as I also had previously mentioned, there's so much things in life. For that, you need to set your priorities. So the next slide, upcoming slide, it talks about setting priorities, which will help you achieve more and better results. Setting priority is basically about deciding what is most important and what needs to be done first. Like, let's think about all the priorities you might have: hanging out with friends, doing homework, keeping up with other schoolwork, keeping up with your just watching the newest episodes of your favorite TV show, or giving time to hobbies or doing things that you like, your good health, everything. And like I had previously mentioned, it can be stressful. But what you have to do here is manage this, is to set priorities to achieve the best results, to achieve the most effective results. For that, I'll give you some idea on how to do it. Make a list. I have been repeating this since the past 3 to 4 slides because it is by far known the best method. By making a list, you can color code it by prioritizing it with red as being the most important and maybe yellow as the least important and green or orange being the mid important, which does not have much high priority but also not low priority. However, like many of your parents might believe that studying is the main priority, I'll tell you it is not. To develop yourself, there is things around studying, and to not let any stress, any procrastination or laziness get the worst of you. It is very, very necessary that you set priorities accordingly. Like one day when I don't have a mood to do any work, my priority might be to get up to accomplish only some amount of work, but more of maybe playing basketball because that naturally makes my mood better, or maybe watching Netflix or playing a game. However, if there is an exam next day, your priority will likely to be studying instead of going to a friend's birthday party. So that way you have to set your priorities according to situations in life to achieve the best results. Now, like I had mentioned, that maths, English, and science is not the most important subjects in your life. And to develop yourself, you have to gain more knowledge because knowledge is power. And the next slide and the upcoming slide talks about that. When I say knowledge, to associate why knowledge is power, I'll tell you a small story. 2 people were told to cut down trees and they were both given an axe. Now, one of the person, he actually sharpened his axe about for 2 to 3 hours, while the other one said, and I quote, that I don't have time for sharpening my axe. It will just lead me to wasting my time, and instead he went and started sharpening the axe on his own. Now, what do you think the results might be? I'll tell you, the person who sharpened his axe for 2 hours before going and cutting, by the end of the day, he had cut more trees than the other person. You must be wondering, how is this connected with what's written on the screen, that is knowledge is power? I'll tell you how. For us as teenagers, for us as people, our mind, our knowledge is our axe. And to thrive in the world that is changing so rapidly, it is very, very necessary to keep sharpening our axe, to keep sharpening our knowledge, to just gain more knowledge over and over time. Here, for example, like none of us would have predicted in 2019 that in 2020 there would be a global pandemic. And through staying at home, many of you, I believe, must have sharpened yourselves, like learned new skills, maybe learn how to cook or play a sport or try to work out. And similarly, what I'm trying to say here, that as soon as you, what I'm trying to say is that as you go through life, it is very necessary to develop your knowledge because, as I mentioned, knowledge is power. Maybe you can go to YouTube and watch a few documentaries or read a few books. And you might be wondering that reading books, it's so boring. But I'll tell you that only reading 5 minutes a day can help you finish a book by a month. And that way, in a year, that is 12 into 1, you'll have finished 12 books, which is way better. And not just finish those 12 books, you would have gained the knowledge of those 12 books, which you never know where you must be needing it. And by sharpening your saw, that is by sharpening your knowledge, you're actually making yourself more productive and more effective. this can be very, very important for the future, because you don't know the challenges that are thrown at you and how it will help you. Like, as you know, there is so much unemployment rate in India, and only the most skilled workers are those that get jobs. So to thrive in this unpredictable world, it is very necessary. Uh, it is a very necessary step to keep developing yourselves. Thank you.